This is the fourth of 4 videos exploring the language of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We conclude with the concept of equity, the most difficult of the 3. An alternative word for equity is fairness. Equity recognizes that everybody is not starting from the same point in life. We have a long history of discrimination that has created disparities on multiple levels across multiple populations. Equity recognizes this reality and seeks to provide people with what they need to be successful rather than providing everyone with the same thing. Equity is a critical concept related both to organizational fairness and to social justice. Historically, we have focused on the concept of equality, beginning in the Declaration of Independence, where it was written that all men are created equal, by writers who maintain a system of inequality and discrimination. Nonetheless, the concept of equality has endured. Equality is the idea of giving everyone the same thing, treating everybody the same way. Equality, to the extent that it even exists, has not remedied the past inequities and disparities when the systems were intentionally unequal. Equity seeks to address systemic inequality. Some version of this graphic is widely used in these discussions. Most presentations only include the middle 2 frames. What meaning do the first and the last frame bring to this conversation? This is a more recent slide that is also popular. What might be missing from the bicycle metaphor? Who is included and who is excluded? Equity is fundamentally about fairness. A race that is run on an oval track does not have everyone starting at the same place because it would not be fair. Those running in the outer lane would have to run farther than those in the inner lane. Life is a race where people face much more than the differences between the outer and inner lane. One of the most important social equity areas is education. The quality of schools varies widely not just from one city to another, but from one school to another. Students who attended a well-funded private school may perform better on standardized tests than students who attended an underfunded public school. But that does not mean that the private school students are actually smarter or more capable. They just had more opportunity and more resources. Disparities begin very early in life, and they need to be addressed early in life. Applying an equity frame helps address these issues. In recent years, we have seen a greater emphasis on social equity. One of the elite organizations in public administration is the National Academy of Public Administration, NAPA. It has identified social equity as one of the grand challenges of the 21st century, as outlined on this slide. NAPA also holds an annual social justice leadership conference. But there is not consensus. Social equity is a difficult area. Many people would not agree with the words on this slide. There are people who are dismissive of the discriminatory past and who do not believe that structural inequality or structural advantages even exist. It has been almost 60 years since the Civil Rights Act. Clearly, much has improved since the 1960s. However, there is still so much to be done. In future modules, we will explore more specifically the legacy of the past and how the failure to address it will only perpetuate inequality into the future. This concludes our introduction, and only an introduction, to equity. Below are 2 videos that further discuss this concept. We have now covered the basics of diversity, equity, and inclusion, plus the concept of intersectionality. The disparities that we face today are the result of past actions in public management and public policy. Public administration created the problem and now needs to be part of the solution. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are part of a long journey. I look forward to traveling it with you over the course of the semester.